Hey fam, it's MA Truth here again, and I'm going to complete this project that I put upon myself. The reading of chapter 9 from the Kybalion, Vibration. And as we know from this very beginning, it says, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The Kybalion. And this is the book, the Kybalion, by the three initiates. Now, who the three initiates are, well, we don't know. I haven't found anything on who they might be, other than students of the Kybalion. But we're going to finish this off today, okay? Picking up where we left off last time, and I'm not trying to put this book here for you to read it, as I'm going to read it to you. It says, when the object reaches a certain rate of vibration, its molecules disintegrate and resolve themselves into the original elements or atoms. Then the atoms, following the principle of vibration, are separated into countless corpuscles of which they are composed. And finally, even the corpuscles disappear, and the object may be said to be composed of the ethereal substance. Science does not dare to follow the illustration further, but the Hermetists teach that if the vibration be continuously increased, the object would mount up the successive states of manifestation and would manifest the various mental stages. I don't quite understand that. Maybe I didn't read that right. And then it says, and then on spiritward until it would finally re-enter the all. Okay. Vibration continues to increase until it gets to its mental stages and then on to the spirit, the all, which is absolute spirit. The object, however, would have ceased to be an object long before the stage of ethereal substance was reached, but otherwise the illustration is correct, inasmuch as it shows the effect of constantly increased rates and modes of vibration. It must be remembered in the above illustration, where am I? Okay, that at the stages at which the object throws off vibrations of light, heat, etc., it is not actually resolved into those forms of energy, which are much higher in the scale, but simply that it reaches a degree of vibration in which these forms of energy are liberated in a degree from the confining influences of its molecules, atoms, and corpuscles, as the case may be. These forms of energy, although much higher in the scale than matter, are imprisoned and confined in the material combinations by reason of their energies manifesting through and using material forms, but thus becoming entangled and confined in their creations of material forms, which, to an extent, is true of all creations, the creating force becoming involved in its creation. But the Hermetic teachings go much further than do those of modern science. They teach that all manifestation of thought, emotion, reason, will, or desire, or any mental state or condition are accompanied by vibrations, a portion of which are thrown off and which tend to affect the minds of other persons by induction. This is the principle which produces the phenomena of telepathy. That's interesting. Mental influence and other forms of the action and power of mind over mind, with which the general public is rapidly becoming acquainted, owing to the wide dissemination of occult knowledge by the various schools of cults teachers along these lines at this time. Every thought, emotion, or mental state has its corresponding rate and mode of vibration, and by an effort of the will of the person or of other persons, these mental stages may be reproduced. Like I said, that's interesting. Let me put this over here where I can see. I'm reading to y'all, I can't see shit. Okay. All right. Every thought, emotion, or mental state has its corresponding rate and mode of vibration, and by an effort of the will of the person or of other persons, these mental states may be reproduced, just as musical tone may be reproduced by causing an instrument to vibrate at a certain rate, just as color may be reproduced. In the same way, and by a knowledge of the principle of vibration as applied to mental phenomena, one may polarize his mind at any degree he wishes, thus gaining a perfect control over his mental states, moods, etc. In the same way, he may affect the minds of others, producing the desired mental states in them. In short, he may be able to produce on the mental plane that which science produces on the physical plane, namely, vibrations at will. That's interesting. I don't know what it means, really, but I got the general idea. Okay. This power, of course, may be acquired only by the proper instruction, exercises, and practice, etc., the science being that of mental transmutation, one of the branches of the Hermetic art. A little reflection on what we have said will show the student that the principle of vibration underlies the wonderful phenomena of the power manifested by the masters and adepts, who are able to apparently set aside the laws of nature, but who in reality are simply using one law against another, one principle against others, and who accomplish their results by changing the vibrations of material objects or forms of energy, and thus perform what are commonly called miracles. As one of the old Hermetic writers has truly said, he who understands the principle of vibration has grasped the scepter of power. So, bottom line, once again, is that we have the power. We have the ability to change our circumstances. But we, as a people, have to change our way of thinking. We have to address the fact that we have been compromised. We have been co-opted. We have been castrated, for lack of a better term to me, with regards to our way of thinking. And for those who are waking up, and we're trying with all our hearts to wake up others, again, I've said it before, there'll be many who are not going to make this journey. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to lay the planks to walk on. And you've got to lay the foundation, okay? You've got to tear up what was laid down originally and put down what you know by hair is truth. It's a work in progress, but it can be done. Let me show you this here, and then I'm going to be out. We'll talk again. I got a whole bunch of stuff to say. In the meantime, you guys can check out my blog. I've been writing since 2009, MA Truth Awake, on WordPress. Got a lot of things that I talk about politics, I talk about religion, I talk about everyday shit. But it's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. It's just a different way of looking at things. Here we go. Check this out.